Kant Mishra, Modern English School, New Area. Hope you all are fine by the grace of God. So continuously we are discussing the separation process. Again today we are going to discuss one of the important technique, so-called chromatography. In fact, chroma has derived from the Latin word means color. How to separate the component of a color from the color? It means a particular color. Suppose we take the red color. Do you think that it is only made up of one color? No. It is a mixture of two or more than two dyes or pigments. So today, how we will discuss how to separate this component of a color from the colored mixture. So, separating the colored components of a mixture. For it, take a rectangular strip of a filter paper. Take a rectangular strip of a filter paper. Now, from the bottom 2 to 3 centimeter up, mark a line with the help of a pencil. Mark a line with the help of a pencil. Now, the color to which you would like to find out their component or the constituent, with the help of a pipette or a dropper, you put the ink on a marked line. This is also, you can say, this is a reference line. You put the ink with the help of a dropper or pipette. Let it dry. When make sure it is dry, and another drop on the same spot, again you put the same ink. Again let it dry. Once it dry, then bring this strip here. Take a beaker and take some little amount of water and made an arrangement in such a way so this filter paper should hang in such a way so that lower part of the lower portion of the filter paper just touches the water. Don't dip in the water, rather just touches the water. Please keep it in mind. Make the arrangement of hanging this filter paper in such a way it just touches the water. Now leave undisturbed for some times. After some times you see the water rises up along the filter paper. Again after some times you see the component of the color which is more soluble in water. Component of the color which is more soluble in water comes out here and rises up. So this spot which is more soluble in water comes first. This is at first and this comes later. So this is of the second. It means second component of the color is less soluble in water as compared to the first component. Please make sure what I said. First of all, You bring this filter paper in a beaker containing water, arrange in such a way that filter paper should just touch the water. As it touches the water, water starts to rise up. Now the component of the color which is more soluble in water rises first, but it immediately doesn't take place, it takes time. So the component of color which is more soluble in water rises first, and the component of the color which is less soluble as compared to the first component of the color rises later. So these two spot reveals that this particular color is made up of two different colors. So this is the way to find out the component of color, constituent of color, and the technique is called chromatography. This technique is called chromatography. It works on the principle of distribution. It works on the principle of distribution. Distribution means more soluble component comes out first, and the second one comes later. If there is maybe the three component, that will also come little later. So depends on the how many component are present in a particular color. So this technique is called chromatography. So the application of chromatography to separate the pigment from the color. In a diagnostic laboratory, drugs are separated from the blood. By using the chromatography technique. So this is all about the chromatography. Now one more process that we have discussed about the evaporation, the separation of non-volatile substances with the help of, by removing the volatile component. I mean to say that like a sugar solution, if you take a sugar solution, by the help of evaporation process, we recover the sugar. Here volatile component is water. When you heat, water undergoes the evaporation process, but non-volatile component sugar remain as a residue in that container. But the residue in the form of sugar, what we got contain certain impurities stick with the sugar crystal. So the evaporation process does not gives a pure crystal of sugar or any pure crystals of the compound which you are going to separate by using the technique evaporation. If you want to get a pure crystal, then we have to follow the crystallization process. So it means crystallization process is better than evaporation process, because in a crystallization process we get a pure crystal, whereas in evaporation process we do not get pure crystals. So what is a crystallization process? In a crystallization process, first you take the distilled water in a beaker, certain amount of distilled water you take in a beaker and let it boil for some times with the help of Bunsen burner. Take the 50 milliliter of water in a beaker and place it over the Bunsen burner and start to heat, and heat till the distilled water boils. Once it starts to boil, stop the heating. Now add the sugar crystal till it do not dissolves. It means need to prepare the saturated solution. Once you see that when the dissolving rate gets slow, then you stop to add sugar in that solution. Now again that solution you place over the Bunsen burner and start to heat. Once make sure when all the sugar dissolves and starts to boil, stop heating. Now cool it. After that, you pass through the filter paper. After that, after boiling, let it be little cool and then pass the solution through the filter paper. Some of the impurities retain on the filter paper. Now filtrate. It means the liquid after passing through the filter paper, that is called filtrate. This filtrate, let it cool. When it completely cool, then crystals of sugar is formed. That crystals of sugar is in the form of pure sugar crystal. That you separate out that sugar crystal, you keep on the filter paper. If it is little water is present, with the help of filter paper, the water will be soaked, absorbed, and the crystal we got is a pure form. So this process is called crystallization process. In a sugar crystal, impurities is not found. So the sugar what we got is in the form of a pure sugar crystal, and the process is called crystallization. So once again, I would like to tell you the crystallization is a better technique, better process than evaporation, because in evaporation what we get the crystal is in the form of there is the impurities are stick with the crystal, but in the case of crystallization we get a pure crystals of sugar. So the process is known as crystallization. So thank you. Have a nice day.